So the truth is, I really didn't care about having a trading journal for a very long time. And for the first 2-3 years of my trading, I didn't really see the benefits of it. I thought it was a boring thing to do. I didn't want to keep track of a spreadsheet where you keep your trade log and stuff. You have to enter your data. To me, that felt the most boring thing ever. And I didn't really want to keep a journal at all for my trading until I saw how to do it right. And today I'll share with you how to do it right, in my opinion, things I do myself to keep my journal, things that help me stay on track, and why a journal works so well for trading, plus what you can do out of it. And I'll give you examples of my own journal. I'll do a screen share with you so you can see exactly how I do it and how you can do it for yourself if you want to. So let's dive right in. Alright, so before we go in, we've got to address why keeping a journal doesn't work too well for most people in trading. Now, when you talk about traders, I see maybe a third out of all the traders I talk to have a journal and they keep track of their trades consistently. Maybe another third have a journal but they don't keep track of it consistently. They delete trades or they only enter trades that they want to enter, not all the trades they take. And that makes it very not reliable to keep your journal. So why is it that journals don't work for people? Well, number one is I think it's sometimes for a lot of people way too complex. Having a spreadsheet where you keep track of all your data, the instrument, the entry, the time, the exit, the number of pip for your stop loss, the entry price, the stop loss, the take profits, the reward to risk, all these things. And then you might even keep track of how early you close a trade, when you close it, was it a different price, was it the same kind of stuff as you entered. And that makes it hard. I don't want to enter a trade that way. It's just a waste of time for me. And for me, having something with the spreadsheet that's way too complex just won't stick. And the more complex or difficult your journal is to keep, the more likely you are to not follow it or just lose it and not keep track of it. So you want to have this as simple as possible for you with what makes sense to you. There's no point keeping all this data, all these logs of whether it's a buy or sell or this and that. It's just not important for most people because you have way too much data that you won't use for anything in the future. And that just makes it very hard or very complicated to keep your journal. Now, the second reason why journals don't work is people have no way to use it. Like, why do you want to keep a journal if you're not using it for your own benefits to improve? Why would you keep that log of trades if you're not going to become better from it? People don't take time to go back on their journals to review it. And that makes it that's just a useless tool that they don't even kind of have any use for. And you don't want to have that. If your journal was a tool that could give you an edge and help you become better over time and help you find your kind of your blind spot, things you could do better, then that would be a great tool. Like if you can see the results from it, this week I had a -5%, next week I have a -2%, next week I have a 5% win, and kind of things shift in my favor that way with the journal. Then that would be a very good tool to use, right? But most people don't have that, so we need to flip that around. And while that leaves us with the last reason why journals don't work for a lot of people is the fact that losses are hard to see. Like when you have a lot of losses or when you're not profitable, you see loss after loss after loss, you see these bad trades, trades where you didn't follow your plan. That sucks to see. That's not cool. Like you don't feel good when you look at your losses, the stupid things you've done in the market. It doesn't feel good. But if we can get away past that and actually have a journal we like, and some things where we can, put our losses, but it's also helping us to become better and profitable, then that would be a good thing, right? So we need to have a way to have a journal that's positive, helping us to move forward and not just go backward to seeing our losses. I had to experiment a lot with this and I had to try a few different things. I could begin with a spreadsheet. Didn't work for me too well. I think spreadsheets are a good tool, but for trading journals are very boring. They're not something where you can like keep track of things and really become better. Then I tried to have a log of my screenshots of my trades in a tool like Evernote or just like a note application. And that was okay, but it was really hard to scroll through things and kind of go back between trades. Whenever you want to find something, it's very hard to go through. You've got to scroll between pages a lot, and that's just not cool. Then I stumbled on this tool called Trello. Now, the good thing about Trello is that you have boards where you can keep your trades. I particularly myself like to classify my trades between good winning, good losing, good break-even, and bad break-even. So, and also have, of course, bad win and bad loss. Also missed trades. So these are categories where I know what I'm doing right, I know what I'm doing wrong. The good trades, they follow my plan. The bad trades, they don't follow my plan. There are trades that I kind of make a mistake. It could be a very small mistake or a very big mistakes, but they're still bad trades, in my opinion. There could be bad break-even or good break-even, or there could be bad win, or it could be, of course, bad winning. So having this in place allows me to see what I'm doing right and wrong in a very quick manner. I also have this quick here checklist, which is a bit outdated now. I have a new edition of this journal somewhere else on Trello, which I'll show you after. But this is a principle here, so I kind of put them that way. And this is not to see my P&L, it's not to kind of help me see how much money I made. It's not to help me see the stats I have in my journal, I do this with a different platform, which could be either my FX book, where you keep a log of your trades automatically with data, or it could be done with the other one called FX Blue, which I'll leave a link below if you want to check those out. These are good tools for your journals to kind of keep your data and keep your numbers, and just for me to see what I'm doing right and wrong and how to improve. So if you go down in here to see, this is an old one, but I'll just go here and pick a trade. Let's say I want to go on long at DGPY here. This was a good trade with my BBR strategy. So we enter here. You see my entry is above with these trading view charts here. A little bit older, this one, 2018, but some principle applies. Entry here, profit, done, that's good. Okay, and I'll always put a small comment here. That's very short. Okay, 1 or 2 liner here. Trade on well, just put my take profit levels, even though I wasn't too sure about at some point. Great trade, cool. See, this takes 30 seconds to enter after you've done your trades. All you do is you copy your screenshots from TradingView. Actually, I'll give you an example. Let's say I'm going back here and I'm going to TradingView. And I've got this trade I've taken. Actually here, this was a bad trade, which I already entered. But let me just show you how that works out. This is a losing trade here. Good trade, respecting my plan, right level, all the stuff is good. I'll just go here, and what I can do is simply take a screenshot. So I'm on an iPad, but you could do the same thing even faster on a computer. I'll just go here and share, copy the image, boom, go back to Trello. And this was on GPUSD, so I'm gonna go, this is a good losing trade. So I'm just gonna add it here at the bottom. And we'll do like this, boom. This was a long, and this was on the 1 hour. I used to be putting here the level. I wish I was taking trades before. I don't do this anymore. Like the 155 was the support area, or the resistance area in that case. I don't do this anymore because that's just not relevant too much. Just go here and then click on this. I'll just go here, and when I do attachment, I can just attach the copied image right away. Then it's going to be here in my trade log directly. And then I'll just add a quick comment. So I'm going to go here. I prefer the comment in the description above. Just going to go here. This was a losing trade. Losing trade during, okay, follow my plan. Here we go. Here, then save. And then I've got the trade here with the comment here. That's good. Now, all I can do is I can just go back here to these logs. I can see my screenshots directly. If I want to click, make it bigger, I can do that too. Or just looking at the trades here directly. It gives me a very clear way to look at. Also, if I scroll down through, let's say I go back to the bad trades. I can go here and I can see what were my mistakes overall on these trades. Right? Because I want to know my mistakes. I want to know how to improve and get better. Going through this, scrolling down quickly, gives me my mistakes quickly. Okay, the mistakes was entered a good trade and 1 hour chart, decided to reduce the risk. That too is my profit for the week. See, it's a mistake because it doesn't respect my risk management rules. I have fixed rules with a fixed risk per trade. Here I didn't follow that rule. That's a mistake. So I had a good week, didn't want to lose my profit. I changed that rule. You could say it's a bad trade or a good trade, depending on your strategy and your rules. But for me, it's a bad trade, even though it was, in that case, a break-even one. Because we almost got to profit. Actually, I think we did go to profit. Then we came back down. So that's good. Here we have another trade. So what's my mistake here? My mistake is, actually we don't have a comment, which is strange. Let's go see here the bad loss. Here's a bad loss. Figure trade when price had closed above the zone on the weekly chart. So I went short and price went beyond the zone before that. So it was a mistake on my end. Okay, that's my mistake. Now I know what my mistake is. Here we have a different trade. My mistake is took a trade too early before the daily zone. That more than a C plus setup, which to me means not that good. It was also in the stress from a trading battle. So I was part of a trading competition at that time. And I took this trade quickly. This is not that long ago, actually, maybe a year ago or so. And the trade was not in the right place. So yeah, I was just too quick. I was in stress. I was entering quickly in the market. Didn't work out too well for me in that case. Now I know what my mistakes are. I also even keep track of my missed trades, the trades that I missed, that I skipped, that I try to avoid. So here is a win that I avoided. Now I know why I avoided it. And I might have a comment here. Another trade I would expect to win, a little bit below zone. So I skipped it because I was not expecting to win it. And of course, that's my mistake. So yeah, could have gotten 2 hours on this. So here I know what to keep track of. Again, this is not a journal where you're going to keep track of all your stats and your data and stuff. And I'm going to count here my winning percentages and stuff. But this gives me a good way to track things very easily. It takes 30 seconds per trade, very quick. And I can just like copy and paste this here very quickly to keep track of things and help me out with my mistakes. I'll leave a link below for Trello if you want to check it out. I have no affiliate deal with them necessarily. I think it's just my own personal link, but it doesn't give me anything. But if you want to use it, why not? That would be cool. And I'll have another video that I'll link in the corner over here. I'll give you more details on this, how you can actually do it, and a bit more step-by-step process on how that works out on Trello for the trading journal. This is a tool you can use for multiple things, but I use this myself for trading journals. You can use it for many different ways if you want to, or make it your own also. You don't have to follow this exact framework, but you can use it differently as you prefer. The goal is to have a journal that's customized for you, that's simple to use, where you don't have to like keep track of things that are too difficult to keep track of, where you would like not do it necessarily. This is something I'm going to do all the time because it takes 30 seconds. I've done it for multiple years now. And let's just go here to my most recent journal, which is this one over here. This one is one I keep track of my trades on multiple strategies. So because I used to before have only one strategy, I'll keep them all into one journal. Now I have multiple, so I keep them into like the same journal, but with these tags on them. So here, for example, is one where I showed you before, a losing one. Here is a winning one I had before. So I kind of keep track of them that way. This is how it works. This one here, I probably have 2 screenshots before and after the trade. Let's see, only one here, but that's okay. And this is one where I have the same thing in that case. Okay, so you can see here we have the trade, we have the entry here, this is more like a pullback trade in that case. So it works out well. And you'll see I probably have the tag here, pullback in that case. So I can see based on these colors what kind of trade it is very quickly. This one here, I believe it's a breakout. Yes, with the blue tag is actually maybe reversal. Hold on. Yeah, reversal, exactly. So reversal, and I can see I enter here. Okay, was the last year? That's okay. It's good. That's how I keep track of things. So yeah, it works out pretty well. Again, you can do it your own way. It works really well for me. Could work really well for you as well if you want to. So try it out. And any questions, leave them below in the comment section. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done yet. I publish videos like this 3 times a week. 2 videos in the week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. 1 interview every Sunday where I kind of share lessons from traders, interview guys around the world, making a living trading. And it would be awesome to have you here, part of this, to achieve your goals in trading this year. So make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you back here in the next video pretty soon. Ciao.